question today, collective, hello, Delphi Dawn reporting for duty, is this is to do with the collective's personal life. So that should be interesting, shouldn't it? Let's have a good little throw of the coins. Dear Sage, please, for the highest good of the collective and the highest good of the whole, let the collective know through the coins and the cards what they need to know about their personal life. Okay. So we have a yang line unmoving. That's two tails and a head. This is about the collective's personal life. Another yang line. Dear Sage, for the highest good, the collective's personal life, what do they need to know? Got a yin line, unmoving. For the collective's personal life, yang line. This is about the collective's personal life. What do they need to know, dear Sage? Another yang line. And one more line for the highest good of the viewer, the collective, about their personal life. And we have a yang line. So we have a stable hexagram, no moving lines, and it's hexagram number 10, which is usually called something like conduct. Are there any other hexagrams to go with this, dear Sage? 3 yeses. So there's definitely another hexagram. Alright. That's a yang line. Well. Head. That's a moving yang line. Alright. Now we have a yin line that's stable. Another stable yin line. Another stable yin line. And a moving yang line. All right. So then you get hexagram number 41, which is usually called something along the lines of decreasing, and it has 2 moving lines, the second and the top, and that changes to hexagram 24, which is usually about returning. All right. That's interesting. I'll show it to you. So number 10 was the first hexagram. That's conduct. That's the first one we threw. And then we got number 41 and then 24. So conduct, the first hexagram, number 10, is to do with the way that you conduct yourself. And it's something like, it talks about the man treads upon the tiger's tail, but it doesn't bite him. So it talks about taking a risk. You've got to take a dangerous risk. And because you got the hexagram without any moving lines, that means that your chances are favourable. It's got something to do with the way you conduct yourself, and like to do with manners and protocol, and obviously your intentions. it's to do with recognizing that there are just people that there are sort of social hierarchies, and whether you really buy into them yourself personally or not, other people do. And so you need to take into account that when you conduct your affairs, like, even if you don't believe in royalty, for example, if you don't curtsy before the king, then you'll probably get in trouble and be taken out of the room. So it's practicing the proper decorum, I guess, and an awareness of that. Watching your P's and Q's kind of thing. All right, and then we have hexagram 41, which is about decreasing and the things you take away. So it's making less of something. It's a time of lessening, and it's usually something to do with ego desires. So indulgences and spending, and it's just about simplifying things. And you get 2 moving lines. I'm not sure. I think that second moving line on hexagram 41, this moving line here, the 9 at the second place, I think that's a very auspicious line. It's like you being gifted by heaven or something like that, maybe? Or is it about the number of people where you have 2 people or 3 people? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. I remember the top moving line is about that the time of decrease is over now, and now you can start increasing again. So, all right, it's starting to form a picture here in my mind. 10 is about your conduct, and 41 is about decreasing ego desires, and it's also about a decrease in finances, like a time of budgeting, of trimming the excess, and whether it be emotionally, in terms of what you're partaking in terms of your budget, in terms of your energy output. It's just a time when you need to be smaller in some way, or except maybe you don't. If it's to do with your personal relationships, 41, which is decrease, could mean that you don't see the person very often or as much, or the connections, like you've got to recognise that connections kind of ebb and flow. They can be very intense at one point in time, and then the tide kind of goes out and then it comes back in. And so I'll have to look up that second line. It might be a really good line. But the top line is about that you have been decreasing for a while, and that time is coming to an end. So you get hexagram 24. So it implies that you're returning to a time of more. But in hexagram 24, it's like a returning to back where you started. It's returning to an old place, or it's returning to something familiar. Could be returning to a relationship, returning to work. It's often returning home in some way. And when you have to, it says in the text about a 7-day period where you don't do much before you start the new cycle. So it talks about the merchants closing the ways, and on the solstice for 3 days and 3 nights, or 7 days. I think it's 7 days and 6 days and 7 nights, or something like that. And on the 7th day comes the return. So there's a period of 1 week. It's like a holiday at home kind of thing, or a period of just inaction. It's kind of like a Sabbath, but it lasts for a week. It's like a time for ceremonies and rituals and stuff. So how would this relate to your personal life? 10. So you've got to watch the way you conduct yourself. Pay special attention to it. I think we're going to have to read some from these books now. Alright. Number 10. What does it call it here? Act like a child. This is Titiana's interpretation. Success comes from a humorous, childlike strategy. This is quite a different interpretation. It's not like the traditional, super traditional interpretation. It's rewritten simply for modern people. A young, energetic, cheerful person dares not make humorous demands on the person in authority. Yeah, it's about sort of realizing, like, you don't make a lot of noise in the library, or you don't bother someone who has a high position with trivial concerns. It's like recognizing the social hierarchies and respecting those things. Just make humorous demands of the person in authority and comes of no harm. In fact, success comes from the good-natured exchange. Sometimes it is safe for someone in a position of relative weakness to speak out against another person who is much stronger than they are, as long as it is done with cheerful spirits and warmth, rather than anger. Okay, so if you're going to challenge someone in authority, doing it with a light-hearted, innocent, playful, creative approach is the way to go about it. Like, if you come out with anger or rashness, then that's treading on the tail of the tiger, and the tiger will bite you. Like, the penalty can be quite severe. Like, if you're just, got bare skin and you get a tiger's teeth around your foot, then that's really going to hurt. So you don't want to do that. But you can get away with it, challenging someone in a much higher position with you if you use the right approach, which is in a way that doesn't make them feel threatened and appeals to their good nature or their good humour or their good heart or their curiosity or something like that. It's about the tone. Just as a child can ride upon the shoulders of an adult, laughing and making swift strides, so too it is possible now to find an authority figure who will help you make swift strides. Help you make progress. Other people will be amazed to see you take on someone with a reputation for order and authority, but you will actually achieve significant progress and make many important points through your cheerful manner and playfulness. There is a difficult situation looming, and it may take the trusting goodness of a child to handle the situation. So it's about your inner attitude as well. You need to be able to come with that good nature yourself. It's not just about appealing to the other person's good nature. You need to be a match for that in your energetic field for it to work. It may take the trusting goodness of a child to handle the situation. Sweet manners will succeed even with very grouchy people. So adopt a childlike faith and refreshing honesty. Whether in business or in love, boldness born of a real sweetness completely disarms the one in charge, who, completely secure in his own position, finds it easy to be benevolent and grants a wish. This is a moment of exceptional good fortune. Right, that's a very positive interpretation of that hexagram. Traditional interpretations are much more kind of, whoa, be careful. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. This one calls it stepping. So keywords are sky, marsh, proprietary, courtesy, purpose, degree, order and caution. Don't hold back, but move swiftly on with confidence. This hexagram is about harmony between the small and the great. When you achieve good relationships with those above and below you, you can ensure that anything within your is within your grasp. Okay, so I'm getting that whatever this goal is of yours, this is implying that there is someone around who can help you, who is in a better, in a more higher position than you, probably. Yeah, that's the vibe. But you have to approach them in the right way for it to succeed. Remain correct in your dealings with others, showing due deference and generous forbearance where appropriate. Make sure that you have support of influential people in your undertaking. This will be of more benefit in achieving your aims than any impetuous initiatives of your own. So there's a warning against impetuous behaviour. Beware of incurring the disfavour of someone in authority by behaving rashly. So it's a delicate balance. One treads on the tail of the tiger, which does not bite. There will be progress and success. Despite difficulties, your proper conduct towards others and your inner strength will take you onwards towards success. Okay, I won't read the rest of that. You don't need to know all of that. Let's have a look at hexagram 41 and these moving lines. So I already basically explained to you about hexagram 41. It's a decrease of something. You have to take away something or accept, it's calling here a reduction. So in your personal life, it might just mean a time when you don't necessarily see your loved one that much or connect with them that strongly. Or you have a smaller social circle perhaps. But it seems that we're nearing the end of this phase here because the situation's already changing. So your moving lines are it will be advantageous to maintain a firm correctness, and action will bring no misfortune. One can give increase to another without taking from oneself. Don't do anything which goes against your principles. Retain your honour and dignity. Okay, so it's suggesting that if someone needs your help, to give it to them, but only in such a way that it doesn't hurt you or take too much away from you. If it decreases your finances by too much, or your energy, or your too much time, then that's losing your dignity for that person. But if you can give without losing your dignity, then that is a very fortuitous time to do that. And that could just mean something as simple as sending the things that you don't need to charity. You know, that's no skin off your nose to do that. It could be something like that, or it could be giving $5 to somebody who needs it if you've got plenty of money. But it doesn't mean taking on someone's whole life and their life's work and their whole burden for them. It's just about helping someone in a small way that has dignity, that helps them, but it doesn't hurt you. We needed to check the last line. The last moving line was, one gives increase to others without taking from oneself. The same basic message. There will be no error. So it's a good time to help others. With firm correctness, there will be good fortune. There will be advantage in every movement that shall be made. One will find ministers more than one can be counted by their clans. You will achieve your goals if you persist in your course with sincerity and honesty. Your genuineness will encourage others to come to your help in the spirit of friendship. So you're going in the right direction. You're doing good and you should help people. But you you can, okay, you're in a position to help and be helped and also to help others. So there's someone who can help you without too much skin off their nose, and there's someone else that you can help that will be no skin off your nose. And it's encouraging you to do both those things in good humour. But not to excess. Also abiding in the correct protocols of the situation. Okay. I just got a flash then that sometimes work is just so much, like time flies when you're having fun, right? So if you can work with good humour and bring a nice energy and light atmosphere, somebody would be willing to help you out for a lot longer than if you're bringing low energy and all upset. I just, like maybe you really do need help, but you don't need to bring the stress of what you're going through into your seeking of that help. Maybe if you can seek the help in a way that makes it easy for the person to give it to you, in the sense of that you're not going to drag them down with your sob story or whatever of how it's going to be amusing. Like, oh my God, it was so hilarious. What happened to me? Would you believe it? There's probably going to be that person who's going to help you will probably help you for 2 hours rather than 1 hour because it was fun. Or at least it wasn't a big drag. So, what we have here for 41, it calls hexagram 41 in Titiana's book Imbalance. Okay, so it's about correcting the imbalances. You need help from someone who's in a position above you, and you also need to be helping. Maybe you've been in a bit of a stasis, not receiving the help you need and not helping others, and not, maybe there's a issue of being too self-contained. Or at the other end of the spectrum, there could be an issue with giving too much. So it's about finding the correct balance with giving and receiving. So that's what you need to look at, I guess. Who can help you without it being too difficult for them or you asking too much, and who you can help without it being too much for you, and, getting this balance of helping and being helped happening in your life, so that you can return after a 7 days period of rest to some familiar cycle. Like, because this hexagram 24 return is about something that keeps repeating. It's like summer, autumn, winter, spring kind of thing. Something, tide going out, tide coming back in, the phases of the moon, things like that. Whatever it is you're returning to is something that, obviously you've been there before. It's nothing, it might be a higher octave of it or something, but it's not unfamiliar. So the second line in this one for hexagram 41 was, very similarly to the previous though, this suggests that it is not in the interests of either two parties ultimately if you exhaust yourself trying to do something for someone else. Be helpful by all means, but in proportion and not to your detriment. Okay, so there really is a warning about not giving too much of yourself away, or your resources, whatever they may be. So your final throw, line 6. Oh, this is interesting. I'll show you something in a second. Your final throw, line 6, says, Luck and rewards are coming to you now, but you are especially blessed since the good fortune you receive is connected with works that have been beneficial to others. Okay, so your efforts have been unselfish and bring you and others much joy. So it's basically because that was the top line there. Just get a bit closer to the camera. In the I Ching, the time kind of moves up. So, and this is the most personal, and this is further away from you socially. So there's like a movement of time through time, like that's sooner and that's later. And socially, this is closer to home and this is further away from home. So it's kind of indicating that, I'll finish that sentence. It's kind of indicating that your good relations at home are bringing, because you've helped the people who are closer to you, you are getting rewards coming in from outside. Like the universe is returning your generosity. Actually, and it's funny, I just used it. The universe is returning your generosity because that hexagram there is 24 and it's called return. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, see, this moving line here, closer to the camera. This moving line here, when it changes to a broken line. And this one changes to a broken line. And so this hexagram 41, when those moving lines change, is actually 24. So you've got the hexagram 24 twice. And I did look up. I looked up after last week's reading when we got the same hexagram again, what the probability of that was. I've got it in my phone here somewhere. But it's something like 4,096 or something. 1 in 4,096 chance of throwing the same hexagram twice in a row with the same moving lines. So there's something very important for you to get returned twice. This is a slightly different way of going about it, but you get return as the second hexagram from 41 with the moving second line and top line, and then you got return in the third throw. So return. There's a double return there. Maybe you're getting double for your trouble. So it's all about the laws of return. There's something okay, I'm just going to say the word return is doubly significant. Now, you could interpret this in any number of ways. I mean, we've also got to pull out the cards in a minute, so that might give us some more clue. Maybe it's saying because you've conducted yourself so well and you have been very generous but not too generous, you've showed good balance over a period of time in your sharing with others, giving and receiving in a balanced way, that the universe is going to now bring you double returns for your good works. That's one definite way of looking at this. This can be quite poetic. So, you know, if you were thinking about returning somewhere, that's a double confirmation that that could be good, or that you will be able to return. 2 returns in a row. There's a 1 in 4,096 chance of that happening. So there's something important. I think I'll actually read it from the book, just in case there's some important word there for someone. So because we're getting return twice, I'm going to read return from the book to make sure that nothing important's missed here for anyone in the collective. So this is about, it's returning to something in your personal life. Oh, it says a fresh start. This calls it a fresh start. It's got a picture. of a seedling. See that? So it's beginning again in some way. It's a fresh beginning. This forecast is made up of thunder and earth, so has extra weight if you are either an eldest son, thunder, or a mother, earth. In either case, you are entering a time of heightened importance. Great success comes from allowing nature to take its course. This reading corresponds to the time of winter solstice itself, December 21 in the Northern Hemisphere. So maybe there's a timing indication here too, because when we're getting, a couple of months. We're a couple of months away when I'm doing this reading from the solstice, I think. A little bit more than a couple of months. So it could be a couple of months for some of you, or it could be happening now, or between now and a couple of months. All right, but for some of you it does relate to the solstice. This is a turning point, the moment at which light begins to return after the long days of darkness. Oh, thank goodness for that. The recent past may have included difficulties and obstacles. Well, that's right, because the hexagram before was all about decrease, a time of, it's almost like a time of poverty. Or, that's not the right word, austerity. Decrease is almost like austerity. So you've been in austere times, and you've been probably giving out more than you have been receiving in some ways. But that's about to flip. So where were we up to? The recent past may have included difficulties and obstacles, or a feeling of hopelessness or drudgery, but this is now coming to an end, and the whole positive cycle begins anew. So it's the end of like the dark night of the soul, basically. These changes do not come from revolution, but from a natural process. Night succeeds day and day night. There is also a gentle transformation with lasting results and a glowing future. You are now surrounded by all manner of success. Woohoo! But don't hurry things unnecessarily. Impatience now would be misplaced. Yeah, don't get too excited. See how excited I got? Impatience now would be misplaced. So this is a lot. The I Ching gives this kind of message fairly often about not rushing home, or, like it talks in hexagram 63 and 64 about the fox crossing the ice and getting its tail wet in the water at the end. It's like you're almost there. Don't lose concentration just at this last bit. So I think that's the message. It's kind of like an almost there message. You're very close now to this whole thing flipping to double returns. So whatever you've been sowing in the last, let's say 9 months, just because it uses the seasons or whatever as a metaphor. It doesn't have to be that. It could be any given amount of time. But for the sake of the reading, we'll just say, whatever you've sown just in the last year or whatever now comes to harvest season, to fruition. It returns back. Well, it's not actually harvest because it's starting anew, but you now see the results. It's the cycle's finished. You get your returns. Sorry. Whatever you've invested for now, you start getting your returns back. You are now surrounded by all manner of success, but don't hurry things unnecessarily. Impatience would be misplaced. Thunder stirs in the earth, like the force of life waiting to return. But it is very important not to attempt to hasten this activity, and let it take its own course of time. So yeah, this is a natural process. And if this is love, sorry, this is just crashing through. This has just come crashing through like someone switched on the radio. That song, You Can't Hurry Love. Carry love, oh, you just have to wait. That song. Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take, because this is all about giving and taking here. About the right balance of giving and take and natural cycles and natural processes. So, for those of you who this is about love, that is coming through so loudly, and this speaker here, oh my goodness, very clear, thank you. Whoever that is, very helpful. I used to listen to the radio as a kid, so they find it very easy to communicate with me in that way. So it is for you. If this is your reading, like someone returning gradually from poor health to full vitality. Let nature undertake the gentle, says gently, gentle process of moving you forward, and be cheerful and optimistic. So the worst is over now. You're getting close to the shore. The last hexagram, it was like you still had one more battle before you got to the shore. It's like, well, it's almost like you're pulling up on the shore now. Excuse me. Be cheerful and optimistic that the return is definitely coming. After what feels like a long winter, signs are clear that healing is occurring. Yet careful nurturing is still required. For example, it takes time to rebuild confidence between two people after a serious quarrel. Too much strain too early can reverse the process of recovery. So there's reconciliation on the cards for some people. Declare a short period of holiday. Enjoy the resting time. That's what I was saying before, the 7 days of rest. It's almost like some sacred, a sacred period of time, like a Sabbath or something like that, because it's just a time for spiritual and spiritual things and close to home relationships and religious ceremonies for people who do religion, and it's not a time for nose to the grindstone. It's more a reflective kind of an energy, reflective and paying respects and just meditating and being and receiving, paying reverence, things like that. It's not a time for hard yakka. That will come after, soon enough. Declare a short period of holiday. Enjoy the resting time and don't fight it. You've earned your rest. You have been giving. You've been conducting yourself very well and giving in a nice balanced way for the appropriate period of time, and you've earned this rest. And you need it by the sounds of it just to complete the healing. Be optimistic at the signs given by nature and be ready to dance on the fast approaching first truly spring-like day. So it's spring in your personal life. This is the return of good times. This is the return of all the good energy you have put out into the world. That's really nice. Okay, let's pull a few cards and see if we can get any more things to know about this. It's getting cold, this room. All right. rather than do a 4-card spread, because we're already 40 something minutes in, I'll pull 1 or 2 cards from each deck. Okay, those 2 cards just jumped out. I'm going to take them. So, how appropriate. Aquamarine and rose quartz. So, rose quartz is all about the heart chakra. This is lovely. So this is a return of good energy. And aquamarine is all about calm, because it's blue. It's throat chakra, so it's about calm expression and a nice restful kind of atmosphere. So it's like resting in love. Resting in this soft rose quartz energy. It's like, be gentle on yourself. You have been through an enormous period of hardship, or maybe not hardship, it could be just hard work. It could have just been austerity or not knowing what was happening. It could have been, for some of you, a quarrel, some heavy thing. Whatever it is, these hard times are over. And now just let yourself rest in this beautiful rose quartz energy and have these gentle communications with yourself and others. It's calmer times, aquamarine. I might just check the book for that one. There's something else about that message I feel like I need to remember. Aquamarine. Moderation, energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine goddess. Whether male or female, you can overcome a current conflict by reflecting upon and applying moderation, tolerance, gentleness, and compassion. Okay, so reconciliation is definitely on the cards for somebody. Or, I'm hearing, can you please say it again? Hi, pussy. Reunion. Hi, pussy. Reunion for some people. Some people are having a reunion and some people are having a reconciliation. I might just put this jumper on because it's getting a bit cold. It's a bit cold, pussy. Yes. Yeah, so it's a lovely time to be with your fur babies, if you have fur babies. Enjoying the nice rose quartz energy, and if you're reconciling with someone, take it slowly and be very light-hearted and gentle in your approach to this reconciliation or reunion. Yeah, I think reconciliations and reunions are on the cards here. All right, that's good. That's fairly easy to understand. What else have we got? Okay. Let's have a couple of thoth cards. What is this? Anything we should know about any of this? Dear Sage, please speak through thoth deck. Hello, pussy. For the collective watching this video relating to the subject of the double return, the end of the hard times, the end of austerity and having to conduct yourself with such... I'm just getting a vibe off this all of a sudden, this conduct. I'm just getting that there's been a time of stiffness, like real seriousness. And having to watch your P's and Q's and all of that. And maybe that with this rose quartz and this blue energy here, it's going to be a little less stiff and more relaxed and more loving energy, and not having to... I'm just getting that kind of heavy-handed authoritarian vibe of, like, it's not necessarily about that, but as I feel this just looking at in the context, feeling it here and looking at in the context of the rest of the story, it sounds like it's been a time when you've had to be very restrained in your conduct and very aware of your conduct, maybe even self-censoring, or just keeping your mouth shut, biting your tongue, being very careful not to step on the tail of the tiger for some of you. So that time is coming to an end, and you will be able to, if you use this energy, this rose quartz aquamarine kind of combination of energy, that energy, you should be able to move out of this time of authoritarianism and restriction. Maybe you're in a different environment if you're returning to another. It's returning to more loving times. I just get a really harsh energy off this today. I don't always get that, but I am now. All right. Please show us a couple more cards out of here to add some context to this that the viewer may need to know. What is this about? About their personal life. About the personal life of the collective. Yeah, last reading felt really macro, so I was careful to ask the sage whether this was close friend group or macro, this country or macro, and so it was very personal, this reading. We needed to know that. This is a personal reading for the collective. Okay, 2 or 3 cards here, let's see. What do you want to tell us? The Ace of Swords. I think that's just that I'm correct. Or you're seeing things clearly now. I'm hearing also. So it's a bit of a confirmation. Now you're beginning to see things clearly. You should also be able to communicate them more gently. Because, I'm just getting a flash on the, from another I Ching book. It talks about how truth isn't a real truth that comes from the heart, that unites people and harmonizes the environment. It's not a glaring, harsh, white light of truth. It's more of a golden light like this. The truth that comes from the heart has a golden light, and that's the real truth. That the sage doesn't have truths that are harsh and cutting like that laser blue light. That's not the kind of truth that the sage encourages us to connect with. This glowing, warm yellow light of the sunshine or of a warm fire. That's the kind of truth, the truth that comes from the heart. That's the one that helps you to see clearly, because that's about the mind, the swords. That helps you to see clearly. Once you see clearly, you should be able to communicate in a way that's just more gentle. You don't have to kind of be so hard and sharp, because you're seeing things in the golden white light. See, in this particular deck, it's got golden light around the sword. Let's hold that up. Oh, no, that doesn't help. There's golden light around the sword. And it's crowned. The sword is crowned. This truth is crowned. The truth brings clarity. The truth will set you free. You will be able to return to your true nature. Return home. Return to your favourite activity. Return of good times. A return of spring. A return of financial prosperity. Take it as it fits. Okay, let's see another card or two, please. Oh, that one's come out. Okay, yeah. Oh! Okay, so there has been some indolence and too many choices. but the Fool starts again. So it's just about like getting rid of all this period of decrease. That's what I'm getting. This period of austerity helped you to clear away, empty those stagnant cups, and refrain from overindulging. Sometimes a bit of financial hardship will help you pull the belt in and not indulge so much if you're inclined that way. But it's also about stagnant emotions. There's a lot of stagnant emotions, and this is like, yeah, it's really yucky. It's arguments and heavy vibes and lack of clarity, and just it's the swamp. It's the swamp. At 4 cups, you're starting to get away a bit too tipsy, and by the time you've had 8 drinks, you're making snarky remarks to someone who should be your friend or something. But that's just in terms of emotionally stagnant energy. But the decrease that's here in hexagram 41 that you've been through has enabled you to clear out the stagnant energy so that you can have a fresh start. All right, that makes sense to me. That all matches. That's cohesive. It's congruent. That's the word I was looking for. That's congruent. Okay, let's have a couple of these cards. We got all these decks to use today. What else would you like to... Oh, jumping card. What does the collective need to know? Oh, okay. I'll read this one from the book, because this is quite significant. It does put the whole reading into some kind of a context. Now, this to me says something about clearing the air. There's going to be an argument that's going to clear the air potentially, or there has been. Maybe this happened in the past, or maybe it is to happen. Transparency, calm, purification and creativity. An issue that is causing tension and friction in your life will soon erupt and come to a head. You are being urged to stay calm during this emotionally charged event. Express how you feel, but don't be drawn into saying things that you don't mean. Okay, so maybe this is why you're getting this reminder to use this energy, because someone's coming at you with this energy, which is like, ah. Alright, so it's a challenge. Express how you feel, but don't be drawn into saying things that you don't mean. This event is in fact a blessing, one that is perhaps well overdue. Through it you will realise where you stand and how others truly feel. While clearing the air does give you a chance to start again. As the air clears, you will uncover a hidden agenda and find creative ways of handling this type of situation in the future. Stay calm and don't allow yourself to be dragged into further chaos by others. You will emerge from this situation feeling purified of all the negative emotions and thoughts that have weighed you down recently. Trust and remember this event is a blessing. Oh, I pulled from the same deck twice. Oh, well, it must have been meant to be, because it happened. Okay. Maybe you're just going to see someone for who they really are. Like when they expose their agenda, it'll actually help bring clarity. Or you'll finally know what the hidden agenda is. Alright, well, we'll just pick one each of these then, seeing as we've had so many of these other cards. So please show us another key for this story, for the collective, for their personal life. What did the collective need to know about their personal life? If you've got a key for this double return time, dear Sage. freedom. Freedom. Oh, so, but because you've got a new beginning. So where was that picture? Oh, it was in the book. The picture of the plants in the pot, you can decide what you want to plant in this new beginning. It's your choice. You've got a clean slate. I get like, it's your chance to paint a whole new picture. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Wow, I think it's with that, you know how I was talking about that conduct feeling really heavy and authoritarian? I think it's a release from that kind of heavy energy, whichever way it comes. Whether you are able to reconcile with some people from the past or have a reunion or something, and you clear up, the air clears, and then you're able to have a new beginning there, or you just leave them all behind now that you know what they're really on about, and you just have a completely new freedom that way. I return to having a blank slate in your life and painting a whole new story and writing a new narrative. I think you've got the freedom to write a new story. And it could even be a love story, this one. Quite potentially. If it's not romantic love, it's just good heart energy. Like it could be just like happy family vibes. It could be just a nice time with your cat in the sun or anything like that. Or your dog or whoever. But it's sweet. I mean, I don't know about you. Well, I probably do according to this. You've been through a time of that hasn't been very nice emotionally. Let's face it. Some of this hasn't been much fun at all. It's really been, this is not fun. Dealing with heavy energy like that, dealing with decrease, dealing with authoritarian, having to conduct yourself in a way that's very stiff, and having strict rules all the time. I mean, that's good, but it's not fun. You may need that discipline for a while. It does help to clear out the clutter, to get rid of the dead wood, to go through a period of austerity. But it seems like it's run its course, both emotionally and financially, and in terms of what you can go and what you can do. It's just a time of freedom. It's coming up, but you're not, it's arising slowly, like the gentle spring day. It's not something that's got a big announcement or something on it, although that does feel fairly like an announcement. But the energy of this is more like it's just a gradual becoming, a gradual thawing of the ice. Very nice, a thawing of the ice. All right, one or two more cards, please. Sage. It's nice to have a good message. It has been, because I have been following this story, it's been a long journey. It's been a period of austerity and having to put your bum down, work hard. Sorry, nose down and bum up and work hard. So, better times, particularly in your personal life. It's just got a nice, happy spring day energy, like fresh start, new beginnings. Very nice. After a period of rest. So don't forget that period of rest. It's very important. The 7-day holiday. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm really happy for you, collective. It's been it does feel like that a bit here in Australia, I must say. The country has reconciled itself here in Australia. An amazing election result last night where most of the country agreed on one thing and came together to make it happen. Now, whether you do like the Labor Party or not, I happen to like them, but even if you don't, it's just nice to see people agreeing on something with a good mood, with a good feeling, cooperating, you know, moving forward with confidence and cooperation. It's beautiful. It's really nice to see a bit of unity now and then, especially when you've had to deal with this kind of stuff and this kind of stuff, that, you know, the arguments and the heavy, that's very sort of swampy, Saturnian, heavy. It's like lead poisoning or something. It's yucky. And this is almost like lava. The energy of the arguments and of the stagnancy and the overindulgence. And that's all just being cleared away for a nice clear slate. It's very nice. And the freedom to write a new story. Tell a new story. A new chapter in your love life, potentially. For some of you, I'd say. Or a new chapter in a, you know, peaceful healing and home life. Because rose quartz is very healing. It's very much good for the inner child. And I think, seeing as we've all had to be at boot camp in one way or another for the last few years, a bit of a gentle environment for your inner child would be very nurturing, and I'm just feeling it like a salve, a bit of salve to the heart. Like the collective has been, some of the collective has been through some incredible betrayals and heartbreak the last few years. So to get to the end of that and get to a nice place where your inner child can feel safe and feel like playing and have a bubble bath and play on the swings and get your paints out and watch your favourite happy show watch a movie and have treats and have laughter and snuggles. I think the universe is bringing you to a place where there's room for that now, after all this hardship, all this times of having to put others first and having to carry a heavy load, having to maintain a very precarious balance. These hard times are coming to an end. A new freedom, a new dawn is coming. I certainly hope that applies for some of the people in the hardest places, not just for the immediate collective watching here. I do have prayers for those who have been through even worse times than us. Anyway, for the collective watching this video, which is actually a tiny, minuscule collective, you're like 1% of 1%, because the amount of people who even know that the I Ching exists is tiny. The amount of people that are willing to listen to a vegan is fairly small, and the amount of people who are chosen ones, empaths, star seeds, earth angels, light workers, that kind of thing is also very small. So you're like a very small percentage of a very small percentage. So for my tiny little collective, this is a really good outcome. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. You've earned it. It's kind of saying that you've earned this. You've earned a period of rest and some just whatever your inner child likes. I'm hearing just like a holiday for your inner child, like a 7-day holiday. Do what your inner child wants to do. And that's actually going to give you good chi for your fresh start. It's going to give you that creative juice to make a lovely new story, a new narrative, the next chapter. We're moving on to the next chapter. I am so relieved because that last chapter, that was the story that I was following with the collective, was going on for so long of just like, work hard, work harder, no, keep going, no, watch your tongue, be careful, watch out for the enemy, all that stuff. It's just, this is a very different kind of a reading. It's like you're breaking into the clear now. It's the new dawn is coming, spring is here, new baby, maybe for somebody, a new job, potentially, that's really nice. Like, I guess some of you are having new beginnings in communication. Gentle communication might be a part of someone's new beginning. And nurturing. Some nurturing profession might be part of somebody's new beginning too. But I'm getting it's more about for you. This energy for you. You can express yourself freely and it's safe for your inner child. A space that's safe for your inner child after so much hardship and boot camp and nasty people where you had to shield yourself constantly. Any other clues? One more card, please. Faith. Hope, support, miracles and spirituality. Have faith. The new day is coming. It's going to feel like a miracle. There is support for you. It's very much, the picture's very much like spring too. But it's got that golden light. In the picture there's this golden light coming in. I'm getting the golden light's important for some reason. About the golden light of truth. The truth that's gentle is the true truth. Not the harsh truth that cuts like a laser. The truth that's gentle and warms the heart, that's the truth that's going to bring you a miracle. The gentle truth that's good enough for your inner child brings the miracle. After this times of arguments and confrontation and hidden agendas, austerities, overindulgences, this gentle truth that speaks to your inner child brings this new beginning full of creativity and new growth and freedom. But you can't hurry love. Just let it take its natural process. Don't try to push it. You can't push the river. This is going to happen just like spring comes and the grass grows by itself. Forgiveness, letting go, healing, growth, compassion. And it's very similar to the energy of these two cards. I'll just show you the picture because it's really nice. She's blowing a dandelion and making a wish, and there's a rainbow. I saw a rainbow today and yesterday. That was a good confirmation. So when you see a rainbow yourself, that's going to be a good confirmation that this new day is dawning, this new era is breaking through. This is really nice for you, collective. I think I will leave it here. There's nothing really more you need to know. Just let it happen. Let go of those past hurts. You've done your period of boot camp. You've had your arguments, well, unless it's about to happen. But if it does, after it happens, then just let it go. Have compassion for them. I'm just hearing this thing in my head. I'm hearing this assassin told a friend of mine that they're all wounded. Everyone is wounded. We've all been wounded, so even if they wounded you, try and have some compassion for you. You don't need to necessarily put up with their bullshit or let them back into your life or let them take advantage of you or anything like that. But if you can just know that everybody has been wounded as a way to help you forgive them so that you can move into this rainbow, rose quartz, aquamarine kind of green spring forgiveness, blowing your wish, making a wish with the dandelion kind of energy. I think you're going to see some minor miracles with this golden light truth. I'm being told again, this golden light truth is really important to this, this gentle, miraculous healing. The truth that warms the heart, that puts people in a lovely, good light, not the truth that shows up every flaw. Like if I put a white blue light, right, like a torchlight in my face right now, you would see every blackhead, every wrinkle, every flaw, whatever, if you want to be all superficial and perfectionistic in a sort of Vogue kind of way about the way somebody appears, like everyone should look like they're on a filter or something. So if you put the white blue light of truth on anyone, you're going to see all their flaws. Their flaws are just going to come out really nasty. They're just going to look nasty. It's like fish and chip shop lighting. Horrible. Makes everyone look like Frankenstein. But if you can shine the golden light of truth, which is also shining behind the Fool here. That golden light's also coming, you can't see. It's like it's coming through from behind him. So it's almost like the sun coming up behind there too in that one. There's that golden light of truth. The truth that sets you free in this particular one lets you forgive these people, even if they intentionally hurt you. And this does not mean letting shitheads, sorry for the French, back into your life or anything like that if they've really done you wrong. But if you can try and see them with the golden line of truth, it might enable your heart not to end up looking like this, right? Because this is what evil tries to do to you. It tries to turn your heart chakra so it's spiraling backwards and it becomes a black hole. Like this is what the narcissists try to infect you with. They try to turn your heart into a black hole so that you need things from outside all the time. You need more money, more power, more status, more drugs, more hot chicks, more fancy clothes, whatever it may be, more wins at the pokey, more people clapping, more people liking, whatever it is. When your heart becomes a black hole, you just need more because it's a God-shaped hole. God's supposed to be there. Shining the white light of golden truth out through, radiating through your heart chakra. It shouldn't be a black hole sucking everyone's resources, because people, when their heart's chakras turn backwards. I meant backwards. When the heart chakra starts spinning backwards and becomes a black hole, you get this narcissistic thing of people who become very greedy and they need to steal others' resources, whether it be time, money, land, energy, attention, steal their style, steal their narrative, whatever it may be. They just need to steal all the time because they're not generating for themselves out of their heart chakra. And I think this is why the sage is suggesting that if you can just accept that they're all wounded, try to forgive yourself and them and work on this heart chakra healing, because that's where they hurt you. They tried to make you like this, boot camp and all these, so that you needed to cling to the matrix. But if you can tune into Christ consciousness, or, happy Buddha energy, or Kuan Yin compassion, like the happiness of Krishna playing with the cows, all of this rose quartz energy to heal your heart chakra, this is going to bring you a brand new beginning full of new sprouts and little miracles and freedom. Yeah, nurture your heart energy. Oh, yeah, I'm just getting a message from the last reading. I actually did a reading for you that I couldn't post. And in that reading it said to pay attention to the condition of your heart. How does it feel? Like to actually do a meditation, whether you want to just sit here and do it, you want to get in a bath, a salt bath and do it, maybe you want to do it in bed. But whatever, just maybe once a day or twice a day, tune into your heart. And how does it feel? Does it feel like it's plump and luscious and happy and full of energy? Or does it feel like it's got hooks in it? Does it feel like it's got holes or tears or stains? And work on, this green. The green, this colour scheme in here, I feel this is like the anti-cancer colour scheme. Oh, you can't really see it here. Get closer. It's got pink, purple, green, and a little bit of that golden light. But it's about the energy of it. It's like this. It's almost pastels, but not quite. It's the energy of it. It's the opposite energy of this. You need to nourish your heart, because that's a manifestation portal. There's some of those lovely colours too. Bit of colour therapy. I'm getting off all of this. A bit of colour therapy. I don't want to see too much of this around you for the next little bit. Anything that has that energy needs to go as probably one of the last things in decreasing. As anything that's carrying this energy needs to go, because it's time to heal your heart and your inner child and put your inner child where it's safe, so that you can heal your manifestation portal here with the golden light of truth. Happy Buddha truth. Christ consciousness truth. Life in Krishna truth. Garden of Eden type truth. Gentle. Innocent energy. That's what they tried to steal from you here. For a lot of the chochos who had a really particularly awful time with people betraying them. They tried to steal your innocence. And so you can reclaim now. Reclaim your original innocence. Enjoy love. Enjoy being happy. You've worked hard and you've earned this little love-making holiday. I don't just mean physical love-making. I mean healing your heart. But for some of you, it may be a honeymoon, I just heard. Is somebody having a honeymoon? maybe honeymoon vibes, but it's almost like Six of Cup, playful child vibes too. I mean, take it how it fits. If this is love, it's not the passionate, super sexy love. It's more like the love that's really romantic and sweet. Like people who are in love, not in lust. This is in love. If this is to do with love for you, you're in love, not in lust. This is the real deal. This is really lovely energy. So for, if there's someone like that in your life, or you are discovering someone like that, congratulations, because it is a lovely energy. It's going to help heal your inner child. Or if you're already with someone like that, there's more of this energy coming, and it's encouraging you to go there. Let that be. After all this hardship and boot camp and decrease and watching how you conduct yourself, this is a new, and overindulgences which made either the people around you or the people or yourself, take it which way it applies, maybe made stagnation and emotional liability. Much cleaner, and argumentativeness, people being rash and raging. You can nearly in this really lovely, safe place where everything opens up and your inner child plays, and you get to make this whole new beginning here that's full of love. Have faith. As you get the golden light of truth and clarity, these miracles are going to start happening for you. Little miracles that just make the day like making wishes with a dandelion. It's beautiful. I'm so happy for us all. Beautiful reading collective. I'm really happy for you. All the best.